see, well, who began this process? Who began the penguins of Madagascar, I guess? You were right there at the beginning, right, Tom?
I'd like Benedict to answer this question.
We'll get to him, but what influenced you as a child? It's a fair question. What made you laugh when you were a kid?
Well, I was born in the 60s, so I think, you know,
TV. Oh, right, yeah.
was the books of the 60s.
Right. So what TV shows did you watch?
Well, I think, you know, Star Trek.
Oh, there's a risky comic on.
I think, you know, there's always these groups. I think, you know, from SWAT to the 18, you know, Star Trek. You know, the Penguins are a bit of an amalgam of all these shows, and they took the best of international characters, brought them together into a kind of a underdog group that saw nothing as impossible, and that's really who the Penguins are. And they are just a combination of all these, whether it be, you know, Stalag 17 or the Dirty Dozen or, you know, Spock and Kirk. It's trying to get the best of all these characters that come together. And what's great about the Penguins, they're these huge personalities in a tiny package, and that's the inspiration.
What about you, John? I imagine you're slightly off the beaten track in terms of the childhood influences.
I actually had quite eclectic taste, and I liked anything, a huge number of things, but only if they starred the Haley Mills.
Never disappoint me, John. Never.
And I also was a huge fan of Leave It to Beaver. So those were my two big cultural.
Yeah, no, I can see now. It makes perfect sense. Benedict, what about you? What kind of lit your torch when you were a kid for entertainment?
The Hobbit actually did. That was the first book my dad ever read to me, so that was in my head as an imaginary space when I was a kid going to sleep at night. I don't know how healthy that is, but it turned out all right. And yeah, that was a wonderful influence. And spawned my interest in the written word, having the power to create those imaginary worlds. Beyond that, television-wise, I did all sorts of things. I mean, I was a kid of the 80s, so, you know, the 18, Werewolf, Manimal, all those kind of, Knight Rider, and then Gentlemen, too, because I shared the name. Egotist at a young age. It was, yeah, so a fair old mixture, but yes, I grew up with two actors, so stories abounded, probably adult stories I shouldn't have been hearing at the age I had them, but also, you know, they were very good at creating worlds and characters.
Right, yeah.
Imagine my mind.
Very nice, yes, thank you very much.